Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been?
I've been up to London to look at the Queen.
Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there?
I frightened a little mouse of your chair.
It was long ago. Once upon a time there lived a king. His name was Co. He was not a usual king. Yes, he was quite different from all the other kings. He was very smart and earnest. He spent all his days studying and writing down the data and facts. And he made all the people in the kingdom do the same. The cook didn't cook. He counted the stars in the sky. The baker didn't bake bread. He counted the trees in the forest. The tailor didn't sew clothes. He measured the rivers and mountains with his centimeter. The gardener didn't water the flowers. He counted the stones on the roads. The builders didn't build houses. They counted the animals. So the king knew everything. He knew how many trees grew in the forests. He knew how many animals lived on the earth. He knew how many stars shone in the sky. He knew how high the mountains were. And he knew how long the rivers were. He knew how wide and how deep the seas were. And he wrote all the facts and data into thick books. Yes, he was very busy, and so were all the people in the country. But nobody took care of the palace. The rooms were dusty and full of mice. This made the queen very upset, because she was afraid of mice. One day, the queen was sitting on her throne when a mouse came right in the middle of the hall. The queen was very scared, but at that moment a white, fluffy cat entered the hall. In a moment, the mouse had disappeared. Then the cat came to the king and said, "You'd better do something more important." "What?" cried the king. "I'm doing the most important work in the world. I'm studying. I know everything." "Do you?" asked the cat. "Then can you answer my question?" "Of course I can," answered the king. "Here it is," said the cat. "How high is the sky?" "The sky? When you are in the field or on the top of the mountain?" "What's the difference?" asked the cat. "Well, the answers are different," the king answered. "But I need an exact answer," said the cat. "I'm afraid I can't say exactly." "So how can you say that you know everything?" asked the cat. The king thought for a moment. "Well," he said, "I was wrong. Now I see that it's impossible to know everything." "Impossible for one man," replied the cat. "Everyone must do their own job." "Right you are!" exclaimed the king. And he ordered, "The cook must cook. The baker must bake bread. The tailor must sew. The gardener must grow flowers. The teacher must teach. The students must study. The builder must build the houses. The singer must sing. The dancer must dance. And the musicians must play their musical instruments." And from that day, everyone in the kingdom did their own job. The cook cooked, the tailor sewed, the builder built the houses, the musicians played their musical instruments.
King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three. Every fiddler had a fine fiddle, and a very fine fiddle had he. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, went the fiddlers three. There's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers three. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his pipers three. Every piper he had a fine pipe, and a very fine pipe had he. Tweedledee, tweedledee, went the pipers three. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, went the fiddlers three. There's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers three. Was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his drummers three. Every drummer had a fine drum, and a very fine drum had he. Rat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat, went the drummers three. Tweedle-dee, tweedle-dee, went the pipers three. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-dee, went the fiddlers three. There's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers three.